It is the first match of the Graham Potter era. Aston Villa versus West Ham, the FA Cup third round. What a difference a couple of days make. I mean, my word. I mean, people will know who've seen me on the channel. I've talked about it a couple of times how, well, I've been down like most, right? Because of how the way the season's been. I've been so unimpressed with Lopetegui, all that kind of stuff. And to be honest with you, I just written off the FA Cup in my mind. The second I saw the draw, Aston Villa away, I thought, I couldn't be bothered to even talk about it. Do you know what I mean? I literally switched off from it, which is really sad for football fans to be talking about that, about the FA Cup. But that's where I was at. I really genuinely just thought, I can't be bothered to even think about it. We're out the FA Cup as far as I was concerned. And I just feel totally different now. You know, I feel like the injection now of having Graham Potter at the football club has really lifted the mood. I think they've got it totally spot on in terms of what's been said and the mood of it all and the attitude behind it. I've just been so pleased. So I'm genuinely buzzing for tonight. Really looking forward to it. Not in the way, I'm not being cocky. I'm not going into it thinking, well, here we go, comfortable. It's really, really hard game. That's not changed. And it's that Villa will be the favourites. But I'm still just looking forward to it now. I'm intrigued to see how we're going to play. I'm just looking forward to seeing Potter in the dugout. I'm really looking forward to seeing the fans and the reaction from them and the noise they're going to make, because it's a big night for Aston Villa as well. Before I go into the preview, though, properly, just want to say, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe. It really does help us out. We really appreciate it. Maybe you're not new to the channel, though, because we actually get the stats that say, I think something like 45%, 45% of people that are watching this, regular viewers, are not subscribers. Now, we really appreciate it if you subscribe, because it just helps the channel grow, and we do appreciate it. And of course, hit that like button as well. So I do appreciate that. Right, let's talk about Aston Villa before we talk about West Ham. I mean, they are in the world at the moment in the Football League, right? Well, Premier League, where you've got the sort of powers that be. You know, they're doing everything, it feels like, to try and cater for the bigger clubs. That you know how it is. You know, we've seen it with decisions and the financial fair play. All these things that come into play always seem to be leaning towards to favour the big six, you know. And it seems to be getting worse. I mean, obviously, we had that, was it the Super League thing they wanted to go and do and all that rubbish. I just feel like football needs the stories of Aston Villas. You need the stories of Newcastle mustering their way in, and the Brightons and the West Hams. These clubs need to be mixing it with them, because it makes football interesting. And the fact that Aston Villa are not only doing well again this season, which is great to see, you know, that they are contenders for Champions League football again. They're in the Champions League and they're doing really well in it. It's a fantastic story. And, you know, I look at Unai Emery. I've always referred to this quite a fair bit. You're probably bored of hearing me saying it, but I always look at Villa and how they got Emery. When they had Steven Gerrard, they then decided it wasn't working. Bearing in mind, they paid compensation to get Gerrard, and they went, no, it ain't working, get rid of him. We're bringing Emery. And the impact he's had. Some managers are just suited for certain clubs, aren't they? You can get that feel. And that's what I was talking about yesterday with Potter. I get that feeling with him, that he's just a good fit for West Ham. And I hope that Potter has that kind of similar impact. I mean, don't get me wrong, what Emery's done at Villa is remarkable. I'm not expecting him, you know, Potter go and get us the Champions League like that. But it gives everybody hope, and fair play. I actually really enjoy watching Villa. Do you know what I mean? I feel myself enjoying seeing these teams do well, and it's just great, really, really good. I've got a lot of things to say about Villa, and I love their ground. You know, Villa Park's a great place to go. It's a bit of a classic ground, isn't it? Yeah, really good to see, and well, fair play to them. You know what I mean? They've done really well, and of course tonight is their 150th anniversary, so it's going to be a bit of a celebration at Villa Park tonight, and fair play to them. It's a long time, 150 years, you know. I just hope that West Ham can rock up and kind of spoil the party, really. And I think and we're good at that, aren't we? We are one of those clubs that love to sort of muscle in when these sort of things are happening, going, go on, let's just go and upset it a little bit. So I will say, though, like I was referring to earlier with Aston Villa, with their priorities this season, they've got the Premier League, and the Premier League, the top five will probably get Champions League football this season. So Villa will obviously be aware of it, but they'll be thinking we can get the Champions League again. And they should. The way they've been playing, they should get top five this season. So that's a big priority for Unai Emery. And obviously the Champions League is a big priority for them. They're doing really well in the Champions League. They're in the automatic is it promotion, whatever you want to call it, qualification section of the league. I don't really like the new format, to be honest, but that's where they are at. So I do wonder, FA Cup, it's probably a little bit of a hindrance from, you know what I mean? I'm not suggesting they're going into this game thinking we're not interested, But really, realistically, that if they're looking at their plans for this season, I don't think the FA Cup's going to be a big priority. I think they're realistically, as I say, they're going to be looking at the Premier League and the Champions League. So I'm hoping that that's going to reflect a little bit tonight in terms of team selection for Emery. Which I think it will. I think he will rotate. I think he has to. And I'm hoping, of course, that has a positive impact on West Ham because they're not going to have their best out. I mean, they've still got a very strong squad. So it's got the hallmarks tonight of something happening, isn't it? We've got the impact of Graham Potter, of course, and of course the volume of fans we've got going. I mean, I think 5,800, something like that. It's a big volume of fans. So that is going to be a very noisy end at Aston Villa tonight of West Ham fans singing. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I've got to be honest. I can't believe how much I've shifted, and I've got that magic. You know, the feeling of the FA Cup again. I'm like, come on, West Ham, go and do it. Yeah, really, really pleased. Aston Villa, great club, doing very well. Before I go to West Ham and the team news and stuff, just want to talk about their couple of players. You've got Onana, who I really rate, midfielder. You know, we were after, as we know, for quite some time. He ended up going to Everton. I really wish we'd got him. You know, he is an outstanding player. I really love watching him play. Such a, you know, stunning player, really, in terms of his physique and his ability on the ball. Of course, scored against us, didn't he, in the first game of the season? Brilliant player. Morgan Rogers as well. He's a former Man City graduate and has gone on to be a fantastic player for Villa. I'll tell you what, Man City's academy is outstanding, isn't it? I mean, the players they bring through, it's just a conveyor belt of quality. It's just remarkable. Yeah, really good player. I really like him. And I've got to mention John Duran. I mean, clearly a bit of a divisive character. It's quite obvious that there's issues in terms of his personality. I think you can see. I think there's rumours that he's had fallen out with Emery, and I think there's even talk that they're even open to selling him still. So it kind of suggests there is a problem there. But God, what a player he is! My word. I mean, we really did miss the boat there. I mean, I can't believe we didn't get that deal done. I mean, I watch him play, and every time I watch him, I think, God, he's one of them players. Every time he gets the ball, you think, what's he going to do? You know what I mean? He's got the ability to do something really special. Stunning player. I say the only probably issue with him is his attitude, possibly. I get the impression he might not be the easiest to work with. But yeah, Aston Villa, brilliant club. I just hope that they're sort of not prioritising tonight too much, but I think with the 150th year celebration, they're going to want to get a win and want to advance. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Before we go into West Ham and the team news and all that kind of stuff and talking about Graham Potter, I just want to say this video is sponsored by Firebox. So listen, I'm one of these guys, right? I'm not a logo kind of wearing guy, right? I like my clothes to be really nice fitting, but kind of like plain and nice. I quite like that kind of look, right? And I've got to that point in my life, as you can probably tell, I've got a couple of grey hairs, only a couple. You probably can't notice it. And I like comfort. Do you know what I mean? I've got to that point now where the days of wearing Cuban heels with my mates when I was going down out in Camden and feeling uncomfortable, and even though it was winter, I was wearing a skinny little suit, jeans and a little t-shirt, freezing my tits off. I don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Now I've got to that point where I like comfort, I like to feel warm, I like quality. And I'll tell you what, Firebox, that is where you want to go with this. They are stunning. Now, if you go to click on the link in the description below, you get a 20% discount of the code West Ham Way. Go and check it out. It's fantastic. Make sure you use the link though, because once you go use that link, they know then you come through West Ham Way and they give us a little pat on the head and all that. So we really appreciate it. And I'll tell you what, yeah, I can't recommend it high enough. I've been buying quite a fair bits of clothes from them now, and I'm a bit of a Firebox fan. So trust me, and I tell you, this stuff is really good. It fits beautifully. So yeah, go and check it out. We really appreciate you doing so. Let's talk about West Ham. I mean, what a weird few days it's been, and what a remarkable shift it's been from such doom and gloom. We're all been so down and so flat, and it's just been depressing, hasn't it? A really depressing season and been so tough to watch. And do you know what? I've been saying, I'll do these previews for every game. And when I do the prediction of what I think is going to happen, pretty much in my back, I never feel we're going to win. I've just every game, we might get a point. You never know. I don't fancy this today. And I've been so bored of feeling that way. And I've just everything shifted really quickly now. And I'm not going down this delusional route, right? I'm not saying, God, West Ham are going to win 3-0 tonight. It's going to be comfortable. I'm not like that. I know that we're still the underdogs in this match, but it's just that belief now. And I'm just really intrigued to see how Potter's going to get on. So I'm really, really pleased. I'm really intrigued to see the style of football. I mean, Graham Potter's worked with them for a day. You know, let's not expect he's going to come out and see a completely different formation and we're going to be playing a different way of football. That's just unexpected. In my mind, I think he's probably going to stick to the same formation that the players have been used to this season before he starts making changes. That's my gut feeling. Probably with a couple of little tweaks where he can, you know, a couple of instructions that they will understand to sort of fit in with how he wants to play things. But I'll tell you what, I'm excited to see what Potter's got, because I like his general setup of how he plays. He tends to play 3 at the back and sort of has 2 defensive midfielders and 2 attacking midfielders with wingers, and then a striker. It's going to be interesting. I think that's the style he'll adopt. But also what I like about Potter, we've moaned about this with David Moyes, didn't we? The lack of planning during games, how we couldn't change things up. He has loads of plans. You know what I mean? He works sort of like 3 or 4 formations in one match. So I'm really excited to see this. I really am. So I've got to say, now that we've got this sense of belief and the mood's up, I think the FA Cup's a priority. I think it has to be now a big priority. I mean, at the end of the day, getting top 8 is going to be a tall order. We can still get it. I'm not suggesting that it's impossible, but it's going to be hard. I mean, we know that it's going to be a lot of teams vying for it, and we are way off the pace. We're well behind, so we've got a lot of catching up to do. So realistically, the FA Cup is an opportunity for West Ham this season. It really is. And Graham Potter, you know, he will know that. He will be fully aware. We're out, obviously, the Carabao, and that's all long gone, obviously. So this is their only opportunity, really, of any silver. Well, it is the only opportunity of silverware this season. And it's an opportunity to get into Europe. So I just think, why not? Go for it. You know, let's prioritise this game. I really, really hope he does. I'm sure he will. Let's be honest, Graham Potter, we've seen him in the interviews stuff. He's not going to be looking at this game going, let's get this out of the way, I'm not fussed about it. He'll be thinking, if I can get a win here, if I can get a result, or even get a draw, getting back to London Stadium, that'll lift everybody up. Villa won't want that. And Villa won't want this game, really, tonight. I generally think they'll be thinking this is a bit of a pain. But, you know, obviously aside from their anniversary, it's a great opportunity. Great opportunity. And I think West Ham should be prioritising the FA Cup now. I'm really excited. I don't know if you can tell. Quite excited. Team news. Goalkeepers situation. Fabianski's now available, so he's got a bit of a dilemma. Does he play cup keeper, Areola? Does he go with Fabianski? That's one of the questions marks over it. It's going to be a bit... The thing is with Potter, I think, you know, you're coming into a new club, you don't want to upset too many players. You know what I mean? So if Areola is the cup goalkeeper, if he comes in and goes, right, Fabianski, you're in goal, you're sorry, Areola, already you've kind of annoyed someone. So I get the feeling he'll probably try to keep people sweet. You know, you've got to think long term. I'm not suggesting that that's necessarily what I would do. I'll come to my team in a minute, but I kind of understand it. If he's coming in, he's going to think, I don't want to start rocking the boat. And, yeah, you're not playing for me. You're not doing that, because already you're creating enemies. I don't think he'd do that. I don't get the impression he's that kind of person. So that's obviously one decision he has to make, though, is around the goalkeeper. Emerson is a doubt. Tadibo is out as far as we're concerned, because he's out I think he's in France having treatment on an injury. It seems a bit of a mystery one, this injury. I'm not quite sure what it's all about, but don't know how serious it is, but we'll find out a bit more about that from X, and we'll give the update on here. So Emerson's a doubt. Bowen, Antonio and Tadibo are out. Apart from that, everyone's available. Interesting team news, though. Ollie Scholes, Orford and Casey have travelled with the players, with the squad today, and there's a chance that we understand it that Graham Potter will be starting academy player or 2, maybe. So interesting. I mean, what a way to make your mark as a new West Ham manager, coming straight in and go, yeah, I'm having my academy boy involved. I mean, tick. If he's doing that, amazing. All right, fans will be very much behind that. So, all right, this is my team. This is what I think we should be doing. This, if I was the manager, so what I'm going to go with. So I'm going to have Lucas Fabianski in goal. Appreciate Areola is the cup goalkeeper. I'm just not convinced on Areola. Sorry, I'm really not. He just worries me. I've got more confidence in Fabianski, and I want to win this game. I really, really want to get through. So. Appreciate it's going to be a tall order, but wouldn't it be brilliant? Wouldn't it be amazing tonight if we got let's say 3 points? If we advanced tonight, it would be something, wouldn't it? So I'm putting Fabianski in goal. My defence is Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. I'm going to have Mavropanos and Kilman as my central. By the way, I'm keeping the same formation as we were used to under Lopetegui. As I say, I can't see him making wholesale change to the team in one day. It just seems too much, so too soon. So I'm going to stick with the kind of general formation we've had already this season, but I imagine it's going to change in the coming weeks, you know. So Fabianski goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Mavropanos, Kilman as my centre back pairing, and I'm having Ollie Scholes start. In light of the fact Emerson's probably not going to be available anyway, but I want to see young lads playing now. This is a great opportunity, fresh start, and it sends a brilliant message, doesn't it, to the academy? Look at that, straight in. Yeah, I'm playing an academy player. Tick. I really, really hope that happens. And by judging from what X has said in terms of his team news update he's done recently, it suggests that there's a chance that an academy player will be starting. So I really hope that's going to be the case. That's what I'm going with, Ollie Scholes. Midfield. Edson Alvarez in as defensive midfielder. I'm putting him alongside Lucas Paqueta for this one. I was a little bit. I mean, I've got to be honest. I'm really torn whether to put Souček in there. I'm unsure of this. I just feel like because we've got this change now and we've got this lift, I'm wondering if the likes of Paqueta now, as Pekka's going to be up, you know what I mean? And thinking, because let's be honest, I don't think many players were fans of Lopetegui. I really don't, despite Paqueta going up and hugging him. From what we understand, he was a nightmare to work with. So I wonder if these players who have been so underperforming this season now are going to be thinking, do you know what? I really want to go out and impress this guy and show what I can do. So I'm kind of tempted to put Paqueta in. I've got the feeling that he might show up. I mean, obviously he played well against Man City as well. So I feel like he should play. So I'm putting Alvarez, Paqueta and Carlos Soler playing the more advanced role to sort of be feeding the front three. And my front three are Mohamed Kudus on the right. I'm putting Somerville on the left. I'm having Nicholas Füllkrug up front. I was a little bit, as you know, I've talked about Füllkrug and worried about him picking up an injury so we can't sell him and all that. But I don't think we're a bit limited at the moment, aren't we, in options? And as I say, I want to win this game. And I've actually been quite impressed with Füllkrug. I've got to be honest. As much as I've not been overly thrilled with this whole his vocal stuff and coming out and slagging London off and all that kind of stuff, and apparently wanting to go and leave and all that. I've not been overly thrilled with that, and I do think he's going to leave actually. I want to win this game, and I've been quite impressed with actually how good he is at times. He looks decent, and he can put a ball in the net. So I think that would be a better option for us tonight. Prediction. I want to know what you think. I really want to know what you think. I want to know, and let me know about the team if there's anything I've done wrong, you think, or whatever. I'm quite interested. I always think it's a good topic of conversation. But my prediction tonight is a draw. I've got a feeling. Do you know what I mean? I've got a feeling we're going to show up tonight. I'll be very surprised if it's a bad performance. I don't think players with a new manager. I've got a feeling we're going to get that bounce. That new manager bounce. We haven't had that. I can't remember last time we've had a new manager bounce. I've got a feeling. We had it with Moyes, possibly. But I got a feeling about this. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 1-1, though. I don't want to be too cocky and say, yeah, we're going to win. I'll draw. I'm going to go with a draw, get a replay back at London Stadium, which I think would be a great result. Let's be honest. It'd be fantastic for us getting back there, and they won't want that. So, yeah, that's what I think. I'm excited, looking forward to this. A new era begins, and, yeah, come on, you Irons.